Hi everyone, so welcome back to Design with Karthik and welcome back to Basics of Typography session 7. So far we have seen what is typography, why typography is important, and then anatomy of typography. And last three videos we have seen about typeface classification, which is about serif font, sans serif font and script font. And this video is also going to be about typeface classification, and we are going to see a part of serif font in this video, which is a slab serif. So come on, let's get started. Let's directly jump onto this topic, basics of typography. So this is a rough course outline, and so far we have completed 6 to 7 videos in this course. And in case if you have not watched this video, please do check the link in the description. Last 3 videos it is about font, different styles of typeface, which is typeface classification. We have seen about serif font, sans serif font and script font. Please do check out this videos before starting this video, because today we are going to see a slab serif font, which is a category of serif font, and you will try to understand how this font differentiates from the other font if you have watched the earlier videos. So please check the links, please watch the earlier videos before starting these videos. At least try to watch the typeface classification video, so that it will be very easy for you to get the flow of this video also. So come on, so this video is all about slab serif font. Okay, so just we will move on to the next slide. So what is slab serif font? As you all know, the serif font is nothing but serif font will have a corner projection in each and every characters, and they will have a thick-thin variation. But what is sans serif font? They will not have any corner projection, but there will be not any thick-thin variation. It will be uniform. So slab serif font, we can say that it is a combination of both, or we can take a part from serif and part from sans serif has been taken and into a single font. It is also called as Egyptian font because there is a long story about it. We don't need to drill down the history about it. In case if you want to learn about the history, I will share the link in the description where how the slab serif font has been invented, why it is called as Egyptian font. That has been clearly explained in that blog. You can check that blog. But in this video, I am not going to share anything about the history behind the slab serif font. So as I told, from serif font we have taken serif, the corner projection, and from sans serif font we have taken that uniformity. So slab serif font, if you see the corner, there will be a projection, but the projection will be very thick. It will be not as thin as how you will see in a serif font. It will be very thick, and you will have a uniformity throughout the text, just like a sans serif font. So slab serif font, in one word you can say, it is a thick serif with a uniform profile throughout the text. Okay, so this is called a slab serif font. Okay, so since it has this thick what you call serif and the uniformity, we can see on instant look the slab serif font gives the feeling like it is a flashy and loud. It gives that loud appeal to that audience, to the viewer. So whenever the slab serif font is used, the tone of the voice is very high. That means it conveys some strong message. Suppose if you want to design any revolutionary poster, for example political campaign related poster, that the communication, the voice of the poster should be it should be very strong, it should be powerful. So in that case, this slab serif font is preferred, and also mostly seen in the hoardings. This slab serif font is mostly seen in hoarding, where the message has to be communicated to all. So it has to hit the face. So sometimes when the font hits the face, just communicates to the audience. So in that case, this type of font is used. For example, here this is a poster of Hyundai hoardings. Okay, so if you see that this turn is a slab serif font, style, space and mileage. So how beautifully, even though that this is not revolutionary poster, okay, because slab serif font mostly used in revolutionary poster, political campaign, but this is not such case. This is not revolutionary poster, but still that elegant, that classy look has been still maintained using slab serif font. So that is the main highlight of this poster. So slab serif font, it has this flashy and loud meaning, so that is still there. So that's why it is used in hoarding, but still it doesn't hit the face. It has been used in an elegant way in this poster. For except this others all is of slab serif font, which is beautifully blended towards this poster. Okay, moving on to next. So here if you see, as I told, the slab serif font has to hit the face. So this free word, just see the free word alone, it just hit the face. So whenever there is some free or exciting offer, jaw-dropping offer, so these are the words which will be without our realization, our mind will be picking on these words, because it tells that meaning. The free is free, okay, so it means you'll get without any cost. So the free is a word itself, free itself as a word itself has the capacity to grab our customer attention or viewers attention, but here they have used a slab serif font and they made that free word to hit the face. Next to this burger, the biggest element in this hoarding is this free. So it is just hitting the face and it just grabs a lot of your attention. So when you want some font which has to convey some powerful message, or it just want to hit the face, you can go for a slab serif font. Okay, so it has that flashy and loud look, it can easily grab the audience attention. And coming to this, so this is completely contradictory to what I have shared earlier. So as it was, slab serif font is nothing but it is mostly used in heading, subheading, where the voice and tone should be very strong and it should directly hit the face. The flashy and loud appeal is what the sans serif font gives. That is what the general myth which we all are having in, but that is not always the case. So see, this is actually a slab serif font. This text is actually a slab serif font. It is small, but still it is legible, it is readable. We can read the text, it is legible, it looks good. And slab serif font, you will not believe me, the slab serif font looks good in smartphone and tablets. So how can a flash and loudy that strong appealing font is looking good in the smartphone and tablets is really big question mark, but still it looks good. So if you are having a myth, a slab serif font is a revolutionary font. It will be used only in case of communicating a stronger message. Only in such case slab serif font has to be used. Apart from that, never use the slab serif font is actually a myth. It is not the case. Slab serif font works really well in body text also. It depends on the where you are using it. Just like serif font, as I told in first slide itself, the slab serif font is just like a part of serif and part of sans serif. Serif fonts work really good, amazing in print material, body text. Almost all the newspaper you are having the serif font. There is no doubt on it. So this slab serif font is again in that part of a serif family, right? So definitely this will be this will look good in body text also. And one surprising factor is that Kindle, Amazon Kindle, which is a ebook, okay, which is a online ebook, which you all might be knowing it. So there the official default font is Bookerly, which is a slab serif font. Okay, so it is completely contradictory. So what we are having in mind, that slab serif font is a revolutionary font. It is used only for communicating strong message. It is used to have some elements. If you want to hit the face, then just go for slab serif font. That is a common myth. It is not actually not the case. Slab serif font works well in heading, subheading, and also in body text. And the default font of Kindle so far is Bookerly, which is a slab serif font. So it looks good, and they told it is more readable, it is more legible than compared to sans serif or serif font. Of course, sans serif, the legibility will be not that good in case of body text, because it is simple, it is neat, but that some projections is missing, which means serif is missing. So because of that, the readability may be affected. But slab serif font, it is not the case. It really works good in both communicating stronger message also to smaller message also. It works really good. So it depends on how we are using it. Okay, how we are properly giving the legibility, which means line spacing, letter spacing, which will be definitely coming in upcoming videos. But the way we use it, it depends on us. That slab serif font can be used for a body text also and for a normal heading also. Okay, and okay, so this is coming to the print medium, digital medium, which you have seen. Now coming to the logo part, slab serif font has been used in a logo also. For example, Honda logo is a bold and it has to communicate some powerful meaning, and that color is also red. There is a color psychology also, it is there, but still slab serif font just elevate the design to a next level. And I Love New York, which is again a famous brand where it tries to communicate a strong message, it uses slab serif font. Volvo uses slab serif font. All these logos use the slab serif font, which itself shows some stronger and powerful message in the logo itself. sorry, for example, Sony, Volvo, Honda, all these are just a text only logo. There is not any single icon or element used here. Even Golden Coral, it is only a text only logo. It is enclosed in a particular shape. So in the text only logo, where it has to communicate clearly to audience, where the font has to be powerful, has to showcase the power, has to showcase the strong feeling, the slab serif font has been used. So the psychology behind slab serif font is, it has to cover the revolutionary meaning, strong and dramatic. So these all three, we might be already knowing it, or this is a common thing. For example, a revolutionary political sort of banner, or any greater products where we need to communicate a stronger message. If we are designing a poster which is of a drama type, and we need to play around this dramatic feeling to the poster, then we can go for a slab serif font. But one word which I have included is versatile. Okay, versatile means it is not that slab serif font can be used only for a heading. It is not actually not the case. Slab serif font can be used in a heading, and it can be used in a body text also. The ready-made example is the real life example is the Kindle. Kindle, it uses the slab serif font in a body text. So slab serif font definitely looks great in body text also. It is only up to us how much line spacing, how much letter spacing we are giving to it, and how we are making it legible. So slab serif font work really good, and it has this versatile feeling also. It is not that it gives a revolutionary, strong and dramatic feeling only. Of course that is there, that is a psychological reason of using slab serif font, but in addition to that, it also gives this versatile meaning. So please make a note of that also. Okay, so coming to the most favorite of this session. Okay, almost the feedback which I have received in last videos for this my favorite fonts, it is really amazing. So thank you all for that. Okay, so here, as I told right from the starting itself, 75% of the font which I use is sans serif, and balance 25% is the other fonts. In the 25%, the maximum will be serif script only, and this slab serif, it occupies very lesser place. But these are the some of my favorite slab serif font. Okay, for example, Arvo is Arvo, and also one recent font which I have figured out very recently, which I have not added in this slide also. It is called as Museo. Okay, Arvo and Museo, these are the two slab serif font which look really great in body text. As I told you earlier, the slab serif font can be used in a body text also. So Arvo and Museo has this X height to be higher. Okay, the X height, for example, this height will be little bit higher. So because of that, it looks really legible when used in a body text also. Okay, so it is and also one more catch is that Arvo medium you can use it, Arvo regular you can use it. Same thing, Museo comes in a 300-500 category. So Museo 300, Museo 500, Museo slab 300, Museo slab 500, you can use it for body test. But 700 and 900, it spoils the legibility. Same in case of Arvo bold and Arvo black spoils legibility. So only medium and regular, it looks great in paragraph and body text. If it is of higher thickness, then prefer using only for heading and subheading. Don't use for a body text. And coming to next thing, Rockwell is again a boldest font. This font I use for heading and subheading, and one more area where I used it mainly in social media poster, where I need to show something very big but in a little opacity. For example, I am writing something product post or something I am writing very big, and the background in a slighter opacity, for 10% opacity, 20% opacity. I'll try to show that example when we are coming to the social media session, how I use the slab serif font. Okay, in that case it looks really good. That thickness will be there, and it looks like another design element itself in a background. It looks like a background design element itself. So in that case, this works really good. But apart from that, heading it works good. Body text, it definitely doesn't go well. And coming to Super Clarenton, it has this serif look to it. Okay, Super Clarenton has the serif look to it, so it looks really great in body text also. And for headings and subheadings, it can be used, because it is not that thin, but still it is not that thick also. Okay, the normal it is not that thick also, it is not that thin also. So using in caps, it looks really good in headings, but in small caps it doesn't looks good. Maybe you can try it, you can come up with some innovative way to use it, but still based on my inferences, I am telling you that the Super Clarenton looks good in body text. I have used many book physical book itself, book body text I have used it, and also I have used in paragraph text also for brochures also I have used it. Apart from that I have not tried, I have tried, but still it doesn't works well for me in headings and subheadings. Okay, and coming to fragment code is again a slab serif font. It is very thin. It has this what you call, it has this no, it is not, if you look very if you zoom that fragment core and if you check it, it is not that a perfect finish font. Okay, for example Arvo Rockwell, you can say it is a perfect finish font, but fragment core is not a perfect finish font. It will have this rugged edges. Okay, so because of that it itself has some what you call decorative element to it. So I have used in some I have used this fragment core in some of the gym related font also, but the issue is fragment core is not available in thicker or bolder version. It is available only in this version. Okay, so because of that, but gym and other thing I need, in order to give the grungy look, it has the grungy element, slight grungy element, but still the thin, it is very thin. So what I used to do is I used to outline this font, give an extra stroke and make it thick, and then I used to give it for a logo for gym or some cases, one or two other cases I am not sure, I am not remembering it, I am not recollecting it, but apart from gym also I have used for other 2 or 3 businesses also this logos. So it has that feeling to it, so it can be used it. And next thing is copper plate. So copper plate, I'm not sure why it is still called a slab serif, because it, okay, it is uniform, I get it, but the serif, usually the slab serif font will have a thick serif. Okay, thick serif is the ready-made hidden meaning of slab serif font. Even fragment core, it doesn't have the thick serif, but every element has the thin thing. Every element is thin, so that serif doesn't look whether it is thick or thin. Okay, but copper plate, it has the thick what you call, the thick inside element. Okay, but there is no serif at all. We can't say there is a serif, just a line is mentioned in that. So I'm not sure why it is called a slab serif, but still it is a slab serif font. But it looks, it gives the modern touch, it has this modern touch. Okay, the edges are very thin, so I have used this for technology based logos. It looks really great. Sorry, okay, so it has this, I have used this for technology based logos. It looks really great. And the thin line, we can extend that line and we can add some decorative elements and still it works. Okay, cut. Okay, so copper plate, so I have used this for a technology based logos. It looks really neat on technology based, and it has this modern look also. That technology, if you are using this for technology based logo, then definitely the modern related elements has to be hidden in the hidden factor in that logo. So this font itself gives that modern feeling. So because of that I have used for the technology based logo. And you can one more beauty of this logo is if you increase the kerning. What is kerning? I'll come in upcoming session. If you increase the kerning for this, I mean letter spacing, if you expand the letter spacing for this font, it really looks neat. And especially in some cases where you'll be in any promo videos, you'll be seeing that word will be coming and the letter spacing will be increasing. So in that case, if that is the case, if that is your requirement, then go for a copper plate font. It looks really neat because that sharp lines are there at the corner, so it gives that new feeling. That you try that effect, the normal sans serif font and normal serif font, and you try with this font, you will really understand the difference. It has that some feeling to it, it gives some feeling to it, so it really looks great in such case. An American typewriter, so if you see all these font, except this fragment code has this grungy look, or it is not a perfect finish font which I told, but except all these font, this American typewriter font is one font which looks like a child has written in it. The childish feel is there in this American typewriter font. So that is the reason. This is also one of the favorite slab serif font. I have used it for kids related Facebook ads, social media creatives. I used it. It looks really neat, and it also has this handwritten touch to it. It is actually a typewriting type of font. It has that feeling to it, and still it works. So these are the 6 fonts. Very limited number of fonts. Museo slab has been added, and Museo, it is really a great font which I have using it recently. Museo Sans is there, Museo slab is there, Museo okay, only these two are there, but it is there in different weight. It is there in italics, it really great, it really looks great in all the. Okay, so that's it guys. Hope you all like this session. So far we have seen script, sans serif, sorry, so far. Okay, so that's it guys. So hope you all like this session. Thank you all for your support throughout this course. This is, I think so, 8th video in this course, and there are so many persons commenting on their messaging on Instagram about the feedback of this course, and you are asking me some other to session to be added. I have taken a note of it. I will definitely add towards the end of the session, or whenever it fits inside the course, I will try to add it. So thank you for watching all these videos, and so far we have completed I think so serif, sans serif, script and slab serif we have completed. Still two more, so that two more typeface classification. Once we complete the typeface classification, we'll move on to this, because typeface classification is a very in-depth field, in-depth thing. If you watch any other video, they'll be just telling what is serif, what is sans serif, but I feel as a beginner graphic designer, okay, knowing serif, sans serif is okay, that is fine, but what all the fonts and what this font, how this font can be used in all these social media creatives or in logos, or what is that unique element in that font, how where all I am using it, so that you can also try using it. So these are the things which as a beginner I feel someone has to teach you, so that you will get the attention of it. So that is what I am doing it. I feel I am doing the right job. In case if anything I have missed it out, or in case I have told you wrongly, or in case any font I have, for example, copper plate, the font, this is how I feel, I have told it. So sometimes it may work, it may not work. Again, up to your designs and up to your creativity. So in case it works, it well and good. In case it doesn't work, then it again there may be a reason why it is not working it. So that also it is there. So, or sometimes I may be wrong also. So in case if I am wrong also, please do mention that in comment why I am wrong and what is the remedy. If you have any solution, please do tell that also. Okay, it will be definitely helpful, not only for me, but also the person who all are watching this video. So thank you guys. Meet you all in the next video. Bye.